Sunday at 1:42. I said, this is an SOS to anyone around to help me run this beer garden. I'm drowning. This is not a joke.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 38 of the Popboyz, where you ain't a pop boy till you pop.
Boy.
I am joined to my right by my brother Dan.
What's up, guys?
And I am joined to my left by John Simpkins.
What's happening?
So, yeah, open the beer garden this weekend.
We have an empty chair.
We do have an empty chair. So we are going to be bringing on a special guest today that has created a culinary treat for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we're trying to, we'll let her kind of explain it. But, yeah, I guess while they're warm, we want to give them a shot.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to bring on our sister Carly.
Woo! There you go.
Wow.
Okay.
Would you look at that?
So happy I didn't eat any breakfast.
Thank you. Wow, on a fancy plate, too.
Wow.
Only the best.
Oh,
Ooh, these are warm.
Whoa. So exciting. All right, so what do we got here?
Wait, let's let her get set up.
Hang on.
Dan's already diving in. He's halfway through his.
Oh.
Talking to the mic.
Got to pull it close.
I just
Okay.
want to pick this
All
thing up
right.
and eat it.
Can I adjust this?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Can you hear yourself?
First time, long time.
So what do we have here?
So what I've prepared for you this morning is a pretzel bread pudding.
Ooh.
It's topped with a vanilla hard sauce and a salted caramel drizzle.
Wow. All right. Let's dig in.
The suspense is killing me.
It's insane. It's so good.
That's one voice. That's one vote for so good.
Wow.
Andrew?
That's 2 votes.
Is this your first time with the bread pudding?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Holy crap. It's like a Cinnabon pretzel,
French toast.
French toast. They all.
This
wow.
is a dessert that is perfectly acceptable to have for breakfast.
Yeah.
I would say it's stupid good.
Yeah.
So I guess
Absolutely incredible.
that's my problem. What is this? What's our plan?
We got to do it.
Is this a morning thing?
This
It's
is
a
an
24/7
It's
thing.
in everything.
Like you wouldn't want this at 2 a.m. after a big night,
Right.
Mm.
or you wouldn't want it at 9 a.m. with like brunch
Cup
with
of
mom.
coffee.
Yeah.
You could literally eat this whenever.
I love it.
This is a day maker.
It's
Absolutely
so good.
love it.
So this was born of talks with the kitchen staff on really the mission to eliminate food waste.
Mhm.
Yes.
And these are our handmade, hand-twisted pretzels that we repurpose and like as a day old and turn it into the next delicious iteration.
Wow.
Yeah, because the problem is the dough doesn't go bad. It's just the pretzels just get too hard to be called a stuffed or a soft
pretzel.
Bavarian pretzel, right?
Yeah.
So
But the trick with the bread pudding is you have to use like a day old product because a fresh pretzel is too soft to absorb
Right.
the custard. Wow, I'm so glad because
Wow.
I woke up at 6:30 and made these, and I had one for breakfast and couldn't talk to anyone about it until this exact moment.
They are incredible.
I-
Honestly, like, we just have too many good things.
Yeah.
Like, we have too many good things and not enough people.
This is the problem.
Yeah, like
Not enough
Right.
customers
Yeah,
to
the-
eat all the things. Come
yeah.
hungry.
the bread. This is unbelievable.
Might be one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Wow.
Like, wow.
Yep.
So good.
Moose and I were talking in the kitchen about other, like, iterations of it. Add, like, sort of like a Bananas Foster situation
Oh my
with the
God.
caramel or some fresh fruit. Sky's the limit on the bread pudding. But I have to say, I'm going to throw this out to the group. Thanks for having me so I could do pretty much all the talking.
I was going to say.
I'm going to throw this out to the group. There's been some snubbing of bread pudding. People are claiming it's an old people thing
Wow.
and that a younger crowd wouldn't go
By
for
who?
a bread pudding.
Who's snubbing? Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, what are you, 22? 23? 23. He loves bread pudding.
My
You're the young crowd. You're the young
yeah,
boys.
you're the young crowd. My wife went through a big time bread pudding phase.
Mm.
Like 9 months ago maybe. And no, probably like a year and a half ago. And we were getting bread pudding after every single meal.
Hmm.
That like any barbecue place that had it or anything like that, southern place, she was just getting bread pudding every freaking meal.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever had bread pudding.
People sleep on it.
Yeah.
People sleep on the bread pudding, and
Is it 'cause the name?
yeah.
It's a gross name.
It's like grape nut custard.
yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
a
gross
PR
name.
issue for bread pudding
Yep.
Why is
So-
it even called bread pudding?
because you make a custard and you add the bread cubes.
So do we
Yeah.
call it something else?
I think you got to call it something else.
But it's a bread pudding.
Or you just call it Carly's famous bread pudding.
Maybe
Carly's
maybe
famous
it's a
bread
sample.
pudding.
Maybe it's a sampling item.
Yeah. To let people try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See what they think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna stick. You know,
Yeah.
like that was so good.
But the other thing is, there's only so many day-old pretzels, and you can't use a fresh pretzel, so it's gonna be limited supply every time.
I think that's fine. That is what it is. If you know, you know.
Right. Well, and this just brings me back to like, I think, hopefully, I don't know, putting John on the spot here, but hopefully by July, we can be doing breakfast.
Mm.
Gotta do breakfast. Like, I think the brunch crowd Saturday and Sunday, not every day, maybe not every day breakfast, but we have too much good stuff. The breakfast pretzel is incredible.
Yep.
And I know our alcohol license doesn't start at 11, but if we go back, people want to drink earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, think about when we used to go to Ocean City, Maryland. We used to go to Dewey Beach. In Dewey Beach, you go to the Starbird until 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up in the morning, you go back to the Starbird, make Bloody Marys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, having a nice drink in the morning.
Like a mimosa.
Yeah, like a mimosa drink. Like, I think, and the pretzel, the breakfast pretzels are too good.
Yeah, they are.
So, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how we figure it all out, and I could see the bread pudding just being like a home run. Like, I don't see any of them making it to the end of the day. Like, it'd be nice at night, but I think if in the morning you like, okay, yep, this is what we made from basically our pretzels from the night before that were kind of getting hard.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the night, you chop them all up and dice them all up, and that way they're ready to go, and you put them, get them.
Bake them in the morning.
Yeah, and then in the morning you bake them, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, come get your bread pudding, and people like sit. They can get a breakfast pretzel. They can get a bread pudding.
Mm-hmm.
But theoretically, I mean, even if these things were super popular, like we'd just make extra pretzels and just save them for a day.
Yeah.
I
And
kind
then-
of like the idea though of like a limited like
Yeah, because
you get them when you get them,
Get 'em
and
when you
it's a
can.
breakfast thing, and yeah, I don't know. It's
and
kind
the
of
mission is, we're not in the business to waste food.
No.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'd even debate we could even serve these things all day, all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. When I worked at DJ's, we used to take tour buses, and we would do like 3 dishes, and they'd come and they'd pick what dish they wanted, and we'd serve like 300 to 400 people that came on these buses.
Mm-hmm.
And for dessert, we made bread pudding, and they loved it. Wasn't anything near as good as this, but like that caramel, like that's no Smucker's caramel. That's like some homemade caramel.
Smith's caramel.
Smith caramel.
With a name like Smith, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were talking about yesterday. Like, do we do a caramel drizzle? And Dan and I looked at each other and we're like, yeah, we know caramel.
Yeah.
Can do
We're
caramel.
good at caramel.
And now we can add it to other things like the apple pie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Wow, that's so good. I'm so full. I didn't even finish. I couldn't finish. I couldn't even finish.
That was very good.
I couldn't stop. All right. So yeah. So I think the bread pudding's a hit. Good job.
Yeah, great job.
Good job, Carly. Another golf clap.
Thank you.
Carly might like secretly be in the restaurant business, and we just don't know yet. she's been helping us a lot the past. I mean, you guys forever, but for me, she's been helping me the past 2 weeks, and she's unbelievable. Like, it's just amazing the things that she comes up with.
Yep.
And she's such a hard worker.
She's our food consultant.
Yeah. Carly, you're awesome.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
thank you. We appreciate it.
She came up with
Thanks for having
the taco at 2 a.m. the night before we opened.
No
Yeah,
Yeah,
the taco,
taco
popcorn. Yeah.
Oh,
That's so
yeah. That
awesome.
was a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yep.
Everyone loves the taco.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Cool.
So what
But
about
I
the
would say-
weekend?
but I would say, Carly, you have a passion for cooking.
I like to cook,
Yep. Like, 'cause you.
and I need people just to eat it.
But I think at the end of the day too, like you're an artist, so like you like. I think it speaks to your, kind of like sense of being an artist, that you really like to. Because like if you make an apple pie, you don't just kind of make the regular apple pie. Like you make the top of it like basically a fall scene.
Yeah.
Like you're into like going above and beyond.
It's a different medium.
If you make a cake, like you really go for it. You're not just like, okay, I'm gonna whip up some frosting, slap it on, and like, it's gonna taste good. Like it's gonna look good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've really enjoyed being here. I think I've worked a 10 to 14 hour day every day since I've been on summer vacation.
Nice.
Mhm.
So, but I like to be busy, so
Yeah.
thanks for just being like, taking ideas.
Yeah.
That's a
love it.
credit
That's
to
what we need.
you three. Is like nobody here is ever too big or
No.
like too proud to hear a good idea, and I think that's. And now we have bread pudding.
Yeah.
And from that, bread pudding.
Yeah. All right, cool. So getting into the weekend, we had our opening weekend. We did a soft opening on Friday night, which went well. A lot of people came out that we knew. We did it very last minute. We
Yeah.
kind of just we passed our inspections, which is always a
That day.
it's always a nerve-wracking thing. Like, it's always so we passed it probably like 2:00, and then we said,
Yep.
all right, let's open tonight.
Yeah. It was let's open in 4 hours.
Yeah. So then we opened at 6. What did we do? 6 to 10 or 6 to 11 that night?
Yep.
And it was busy. Everybody kind of came out, tried things, and I thought it was a really successful soft opening. We learned a lot. On Saturday it downpoured, so we kind of took the time to reassess the lessons that we learned over during the soft opening. And then we rolled into Sunday, and Sunday was the Father's Day car show. And for those of you that don't know what the Father's Day car show is, on Main Street, they shut down Main Street, and there's about 100,000 people that come onto Main Street. It is a crazy, crazy day.
Yep.
And so we opened that day. We opened at, what did we start doing breakfast? At 9 a.m.?
9 a.m.
Yeah, started doing breakfast pretzels at 9 a.m. Got really busy when we opened the bar at 11. And, we were absolutely slammed. It was a good stress test. There were some issues.
Big issues.
Our bathrooms.
Maybe the biggest issue.
Yeah. So in the middle of it, I look over at Dan.
Not in the middle.
No,
at the
hour
beginning.
2.
Yeah, I was
half hour in. It was 11:30.
Yeah, it was like a half an hour.
11:30.
Did you know, John?
No, John looked at me, laughed, and said, "Oh boy." And he goes, look at the sign. And I go, oh, boy.
Yeah.
And then we kept cooking.
Well, so let me lay down the groundwork. We open at 11. Garage doors open, at least for the alcohol. We were open at like 9 for doing breakfast pretzels.
Man.
And we're open at 11. 11:30 rolls around. I'm behind the bar. It's starting to like really fill up. And a woman pulls me aside and goes, hey, just so you know, all 3 of your toilets are backing up and overflowing.
Oh, my God.
Just tells him while we're pouring beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dan just
I go,
runs.
You don't say.
really? I
Thank
go,
you.
okay. And I ran away, crying. Yeah, so then we pulled some evasive maneuvering and closed down that section of that wing of the facility. And then we had to redirect everybody into our popcorn shop to use our private bathrooms.
Our private quarters.
Thank God we have those. And one is handicap and all that good jazz. So, like, worse things could have happened, but it was bad.
It was definitely bad. Yeah, that was a curveball. Didn't see that coming. Didn't have it on the bingo card.
No.
So yeah, but you know, I think we did a good job kind of overcoming that. Like Dan said, luckily we had those extra bathrooms, so that worked out. I thought the feedback was really good. I thought people, you know, as far as like it being our first full official day, I think we handled it pretty well.
Yeah, for having your first day be the busiest day.
Right. So I think it was really good, and I think we learned a lot. You know, we're adapting the menu, we're changing some things.
Yeah.
So no, I think it was a good day. And then we've been open, you know, Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about as far as like Sunday or anything crazy?
I think we got to do a shout out to all Dan's friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They saved our butt. We,
Yep.
you know, we were very busy and we needed all the manpower we could have. Dan called up his friends and they all came in and they're like, how can I help? How can I
Yeah, so
help?
the problem we ran into was we had to twist pretzels at a rapid rate because we were going, basically everybody showed up and was in our space. Like, we would have been okay if that amount of people came throughout the day, but they all showed up at the same like 2-3 hour window. And that's what we got caught with our pants down. So we just ran out of like twisted pretzels. We were blowing through Bavarian pretzels.
But luckily, a couple of Dan's friends work at dispensaries, so they're very good rollers.
They are. They are. Yep.
So
Yep.
we made a call to the bullpen.
Exactly. I said, I'll bring in my finest men.
Yeah, like a bunch of Cubans emerging from the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
They were ready to go.
This is the text that I put out. And then I had 2 of my friends who were just here enjoying themselves. And
shirt.
I was like, you got to put on a shirt and do something.
That's
Yep.
so
Just,
awesome.
So shout out Brennan. He went behind the bar, which
Matt
he was
Adams.
better suited for that. Matt Adam just roaming around. He actually like came to me. He was like, hey, I think the bathrooms are in pretty rough shape. Like, you want me to do a loop in and clean the bathrooms? I'm like, yeah, I do. Let me see if I can find the text that I sent to my friends. Okay, so I wrote Sunday at 1:42. I said, this is an SOS to anyone around to help me run this beer garden. I'm drowning. This is not a joke.
And honestly, I
I'm
think
going to say they were there in 15 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, so Zach and Kyle showed. Zach, I called Zach, and he's like, well, yeah, Kyle's on his way to my house right now. He's like, I'm just gonna have him like stay in the car, and we're just gonna
Keep it
ride
running.
down. Yeah. So they were here really quick, and then they called another one of our friends next door who lives down the street, and he's a great bartender. He bartends over at the Melody Tent, and he was like, "Yep, I'm in." He just showed up, and then Brendan, Matt Adam, probably forgetting a few, but yeah, people just kind of came out of the woodwork.
Yeah, no, and I think it was great. Great.
We ran out of the like cooking spray for the baking sheets for the pretzels. So I'm in the popcorn shop like because that place is on fire too.
Yeah.
And I'm in the popcorn shop, like helping get through like a really big rush there. And my friend Kyle comes in. And he's like, hey, I was told to go to the store and get some fry oil. I'm like, go to the store and get like deep fry oil? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what store are you going to that just is gonna sell that? And I'm like, okay, where are you going? He's like, I don't know, probably like Stop and Shop. I'm like, dude, they're not gonna sell that. He's like, oh, really? You don't think so? I'm like, what exactly are you getting? And he's like, what you spray on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Pam.
So I'm like, all right, got it. So go. And I'm like, here, like, take my credit card. He's like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'm like, dude, it's a business expense. Like, this is how this works. And he didn't take the credit card. So that's a story for a different day. And
The man's in the
and then
poorhouse
he was
from
there. He was there, and he calls Zach, and Zach runs up to me and was like, hey, how many of these things do you want me to get? And I just said, just buy the shelf.
Oh no, that's why. Oh my god. I'm sitting in the kitchen.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't want him to have to run out again. So he literally just did this to the shelf of Pam, and then
We
came
need
back.
this.
We literally have every
We love
single brand
Pam.
of Pam
Yeah.
in the kitchen right now. About 20 bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And Mike
awesome.
was yesterday, was holding one in his hand. Was like, we finally used a whole one.
Empty the clip.
I had no idea. I was like, just buy. Yeah, he sent me the receipt yesterday of like, hey, just a heads up. I'm like, this is why I wanted you to take my credit card. But anyway,
$67.
it
in
was
Pam.
like over $100 in Pam.
Oh my god. Too funny. All right. So Monday was good. Tuesday's been good. Yeah, still refining the menu. We're working on different things. That's what I think. I think this has been good. I was thinking about this last night. June is a good time to kind of refine some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these few days, like even though some of yesterday was a little bit slower, working on different sauces for the pretzels, working on a sauce for the burger. We're talking about trying to come up with burgers to put on pretzel buns, the bread pudding. I think we're honing in on some stuff.
Definitely. Fried dough. We had a customer come in, probably last customer last night. She's like, do you guys do fried dough? And it just happened to be right after we made a bunch of fried dough. And we served it to her, and she's like, I go everywhere asking for fried dough. It's so easy to make, and no one makes it. She's like, I'll be here once a week.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
Sweet.
Get her fried dough fix.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll
And
do
now
fried
we're
dough
thinking
balls.
about adding the fried dough balls to the
apple pie
apple pie.
instead of shakers.
Yeah.
There's a couple little dough balls right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel like the feedback has been great. People seem to be really liking the menu. People really seem to be liking the space, the beer list. I feel like we have really good anecdotal feedback. We're really refining the menu. We're getting a lot of, we're kind of dropping some stuff and we're adding some stuff. So I think that's kind of getting chiseled down. I'm excited to see where it is in another week. As far as the alcohol menu, we're working to try to get mixed cocktails. I think that's going to be huge so that, people that don't drink beer, don't want a seltzer, can have something. Ready to drink cocktails are going to be really good. So I think it's been a great kind of 4 days that we've had so
Poseidon
far.
came in.
That's where I was going next. Yeah,
Okay.
Poseidon came in.
Nice of him to show up.
Yeah, about time.
Are we going to do a...
Fashionably late.
Andrew, can you pan in and add a picture, do a thing of Poseidon? All right, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was I think it was easier to get in than we thought.
Way easier.
Yeah.
I was when we first purchased Poseidon, and I was like, how the heck do you move a statue? Because I thought it was like a solid statue, and I was expecting us to have to buy a crane. I'm not kidding. I'm like, all right, I guess the crane can pull in this way, and then have to maneuver around the tree. But no, we had 8 people yesterday. Shout out Baram and his uncle.
Yeah.
His uncle, who doesn't speak English, Baram explained to him
That's hilarious.
in a different language, hey,
Grab a fin.
we have to lift the statue onto this pedestal.
I thought that was just a random guy on the street.
No, that was
Because I was like snapping pictures. I was getting the food truck ready, and I was like, oh, I'll take a couple pictures, maybe for like a little photo book. And I see some random guy. I'm like, is that some guy just like getting out of his car? Like, hey, I'll help you guys.
so it got dropped off on a crate. It was all like crated up, not the best crate in the world, I will say, but and it just gets dropped on our sidewalk. And I was talking to Baram at the time. For people who don't know, Baram is the guy who runs the henna tattoo parlor on our property here, and he's the man. And his uncle was here, and he goes, "If you'll excuse me, I need to explain to my uncle what this is," and he doesn't speak very good English, so he like brought him aside and started speaking whatever language they were speaking.
Mind you, he's probably at least 75, 80 years old.
100%.
Yep. He squatted down. I mean,
Yep.
he was the lowest one.
Low man wins.
He just like power cleaned that thing. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was great.
Lucky to have him. Yeah, it was a team effort. So I think things are looking good. I think we're getting into the portion where it's like, okay, we got to start getting the word out to people and, start marketing a little bit. And I
Yeah.
think that's going to be, that's what I'm going to be kind of focusing on in the next couple weeks is just really getting the word out. I was thinking, go up to Cape Cod Times today.
100%.
Say, hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
Got some content
You
for
up?
you.
Yeah, you up, B?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we need to do that. We should because we got approached by Pixie 103.
we got to get Pixie in.
They want to do like basically sit on our stage here and do like a Pixie comes to the beer garden and does like a show from the beer garden or something like that.
Yeah, got to do it.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
maybe next
work
Saturday.
on our
Maybe
entertainment
yeah,
schedule.
partner with the Popboyz.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Little collab.
Collab.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I know, we gotta
Pixie
get, like, a band,
times
like,
Popboyz.
We gotta get some music going too.
Yes.
Yeah, some live music. I was thinking about that. Do we want to call up Liam Kelly and the Slugs for tomorrow night?
For Thursday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liam
we
and
think
Johnny?
it's yeah.
Thirsty Thursday.
If we think the weather's gonna hold up, and that's the only thing. It's just kind of weather and kind of figure out what the crowd's gonna be like.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So anything else that we got to think about? Do we have an ad read?
No, the ad read is please come to the beer garden.
Yep.
Come try some food.
Smith Family Beer Garden is open.
Yep. Come try some food. Yeah.
Cold beer.
Hang out.
Give us some feedback.
Yeah, it's just super like relaxing here, Like I had a group of friends come a couple days ago and they're just like, this is like we need this. Like this
Yeah.
is such a cool place just to come, relax, like just sit back, not worry about anything, get some food, get some drinks.
Yeah, the alcohol compliance officer for the town of Barnstable actually stopped by 2 days ago.
Scared the hell out of you.
Scared the hell out of me. But he was just here to kind of like check it out because we had opened and it's just like a quick little like once over just to make sure that we don't have a 12-year-old kid, going vertical on a pint of vodka. And he was like, yeah, like this place is great, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I had some friends here on Sunday. And he was like, they loved it, and they described it as like a baby Cisco. Like Cisco on Nantucket. I'm like, that's great. That's exactly what we're going for, pretty much.
Right.
Just a smaller version of Cisco, but same type of laid-back atmosphere vibes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been noticing that when people are coming in, they're staying for like a prolonged time.
Yeah.
Not like a restaurant where you come and drink a beer and eat something and leave. People are staying for couple hours.
It's a hangout
It's
spot,
just a hang.
and I think we got to figure out, some cornhole, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We need, some more activities
Like
other
table
than
games?
just,
Like the ring game?
yeah,
the
something like
ring.
that. I'd love to have, it sounds stupid, but I would love to have, just a bookshelf of board games.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Like Cards Against Humanity, like that type of stuff, too. What do you meme? Where it's like if you lose a piece, if you lose a card of Cards Against Humanity, the game isn't ruined.
Right. Someone spills a beer on a couple cards.
Yeah.
Who
It's
cares?
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, just stuff to encourage hanging out.
And part of that too is kids are enjoying being here. It's not like you feel locked in a table like at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of families with kids
Yep. People with
and
dogs.
a lot of dogs. We've had a lot of
ton
dog
of dog.
customers.
Yeah. No, it's been
We got some fire pits.
Do we invest in dog beer?
definitely.
Like, for real.
Dog.
It is a thing.
We should have something for like the dogs, like a dog treat. So at I forget where I was, but they offer like a dog menu,
Yep.
and they do like a patty with like cheese or no cheese. We could figure out something.
Oh, like a burger?
Oh yeah,
Oh my God! Imagine getting your dog a burger.
or even like you know
Imagine
when you go to the
Daisy
grocery
with a
store,
a
you can get like the
cheeseburger?
ice creams for the dogs.
Yeah.
We
Pup
should-
cup.
yeah,
Pup
try to
cups.
see if we can order some of those.
Yeah.
That would have been Daisy's best day of her life if
Oh
she
my
could,
God.
if she could eat, with permission, have a burger.
Oh.
Do we need like some doggy bag like dispensers though?
No, dogs can't poop here.
What if they do? How are you gonna get it out?
That's on the owner.
They gotta come with
I
their
saw, like,
own bag.
10
Use your
dogs in
hand
here
if
the
you
other
have
day.
to.
I'm like, oh, I hope we got a pooper scooper somewhere.
No, because dogs can't pee on the shells. Dogs can't poop on the shells.
Yeah, as of right now, it hasn't been. If we had a good amount of dogs, it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hasn't been an issue.
hasn't been an
Oh.
issue yet.
I have people that bring their dogs. Like if I bring my dog out in public, I know, taking him for a lap before I'm coming in and sitting.
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, ad read. Do we have an Am I the A-hole?
Yeah, we do. This is a strange one.
Strange is good.
And I gave it the once over real quick, so we'll see how weird it actually is. Am I the a-hole for refusing to wet myself for my sister-in-law's wedding?
Excuse you?
So that's why I caught my eye.
Okay.
The wedding happened in a little river, and I mean in the river, in the water. The minister, the bride, who's my husband's sister, and the groom stood on a little strip of land so they were not wet, but all attendants were expected to stand in knee-deep rushing water for the whole ceremony. I'm sure it made for great photos, but I personally really dislike mud, germs, insects, and whatever diseases are found in that stream. The kids who couldn't easily stand in the water that might be as tall as their whole body were left in ankle-deep water nearby with a couple older women. When I refused to remove my shoes, socks, and pull up my dress pants, my husband offered that I stay with the kids. I said no. I refused to walk into the water, even if it's just ankle deep. Apparently most people there knew about the water thing, but I didn't. My husband knew, but he claims he forgot to tell me. The ceremony could have easily moved forward with me standing on the shore just a few feet away with the kids, but no. The bride and groom apparently refused to start until every person was in the water. And my husband waded in the water back and forth between his sister and me to mediate. My husband was becoming visibly angry at me the longer I went on and kept acting like I was in the wrong. The bride and groom eventually relented and the ceremony went on, delayed by maybe 30 minutes. In the after party, I felt that I was being avoided by everyone else, including my husband. That was nearly 2 weeks ago. My husband was stone-faced and refused to talk to me about it or about anything at all for several days. And when he started talking again, he refused to address the wedding beyond telling me that I humiliated him in front of his family, and he refuses to talk about it any longer. Things like, I will get really angry if you keep bringing up this topic, put it to rest, and I will try to forget what you did. But I feel like I did nothing wrong. I feel blindsided because if I'd been told in advance that the wedding entailed, or what the wedding entailed, I'd have faked a stomach bug and not attended the damn thing at all. Am I the a-hole? And they say, edit, clearing up some misconceptions. I'm a man. My husband and I are a gay couple. Apparently towels were provided, but no way to wash your feet from the mud and germs. A lot of guests had a change of clothes, and some removed part of their outfits and put the lower bits back on after drying themselves.
The lower bits.
So one of them didn't want to go in the water, and the other one was okay with going in the water.
Well, one, it was their family and they knew ahead of time. That
Correct.
guy's the asshole. The a-hole.
Not,
Excuse me.
Not for not telling,
Yeah.
not giving a heads up to his.
Plus, how are you not weeks before being like, can you believe we have to do this?
Yes,
Get ready.
that is the weirdest thing.
That
Is
is
that
weird.
that is the thing you talk about leading up to that. That's not something you forget to tell someone. You're
Yeah.
like,
That's half the fun. You get to at least be like, we
This
have
is
to go to
crazy.
the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
this is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, yeah, you're right. Because at first I was kind of like, all right, like get in the water.
get in the water.
It's a stream. Like who cares? Just go stand in the water. But then, yeah, after you said that, Carly, I'm like, that almost feels like deceitful, right?
Almost like they didn't want to tell him.
Because you knew it was going to be a problem. Like you waited until the last minute, and then you were like, "What? Can't believe this is a problem." It's like, oh, you knew
You
the whole
knew.
time. You know that your husband is a germaphobe,
Mm-hmm.
agoraphobic, and he is gonna hate to wade into the water. So you tried to put it on the last minute where he got forced into it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it like blew up in your face, and now you're mad about
When
it.
you could have just been like, I know you don't want to do this. What can we do to accommodate?
Could have got him some waiters.
Get him some waiters.
Yep.
Waiters.
Yep.
At least
Get
some
him
plastic
little,
bags.
The little like whitewater rafting booties.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, something.
Water shoes.
Yeah, leverage it to be like, all right, I'll do it, but you got to get me the really nice water shoes. Or,
I mean, the couple delaying their wedding for 30 minutes while everybody is standing in a rushing river.
Yeah, you just gotta move.
That's
on.
an a-hole thing to
Insane.
me, too.
Just gotta keep it going.
Yeah,
Like-
maybe it's the.
just tell that guy to go sit in the car. If
Right,
the
who
photos are gonna be,
cares?
yeah.
Like how
12.
like how bad could the
cares?
photos be? Yeah, like are you gonna look back and go, oh my gosh, this photo's made because this one guy is standing next to his husband?
Right.
Who cares? Yeah.
I would go as far as everyone's the a-hole. Like the couple expecting and not budging from everybody has to be in the water. Those are obvious a-hole actions.
These people
Psychopaths.
must not have parents or any friends, because somebody should
Zero friends.
step in and say, as
You
your-
guys are being
as your
a-holes.
You're a
friends,
D-bag.
This
Yeah.
is not what you should
Yeah.
expect from people.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's got to call them on their bullshit.
Yeah.
Now everyone's gonna be all soggy for your reception.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
stinks.
it's pretty much just like ruined.
You've just made your whole guests uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So they're the a-holes. The husband that is part of that family is the a-hole for just not telling this person. And then this person is an a-hole for just not budging. It's just like, dude, just suck it up.
Go in the water.
Like if it's that big of a deal, let them be the a-holes and be like, all right, whatever.
I want to know how rushing the water is, because what if you have like a water phobia? That's a thing for people.
Yeah.
Water phobia?
Yeah, people are scared of going in the water.
Yeah. If you can't swim.
And ankle deep rushing water can be more dangerous than waist deep.
Yep.
But what if you had an elderly grandfather?
Take you right off your feet. Next thing you know, you're gone.
You're gone.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Washed
And
out
no-
into the delta.
And nobody notices because everyone's attention is on the ceremony.
Right. You're dead.
What a weird thing.
Yeah.
Does it say
Strange.
where it
Who would want
was?
that?
Strange expectation.
No, it didn't say where it was.
Too many people though, it's like, okay. But I think that's the world today. It's like everybody wants things to look so good in the pictures, but it's just like nobody cares about the actual experience of it all.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, all right, let's go stand let's go get married in a river, just so that we have cool pictures to look back on, and so everybody will say, "Oh my God, that looks so beautiful." Versus like actually caring about how good your wedding is.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Like, it's like people that are like recording the concert on their phone.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
stop it.
Same.
You
Those are
can-
the same people.
You can go online and you can
YouTube it.
YouTube a concert. Like you can buy the DVD or do whatever you want to do, but like you don't need to record this.
No.
Yep.
This wedding couple has 30 hours of B-list music artist concert footage on their cell phones.
Yep.
At least.
That they've never
Yeah.
watched.
They've never watched it. And you know what else they have on their phone? Several hours of fireworks. videos.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Fireworks might be worse than videoing a
Big
concert.
Way worse.
Have you ever had somebody try to show you a clip of a concert?
Ah,
It's the worst
terrible.
feeling in the world. They hand it to you and they're like, "Here, check it out. This is when he played."
You can't even hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
is look.
only
He's got
acceptable-
And they
Margarita.
look like an ant. on the
Margaritaville.
phone.
He's got
Yeah.
Margaritaville going. It's Jimmy
the
Buffett.
only time it's acceptable is to just be like, look how close I was.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if you can touch
that's a picture.
Beyonce's feet,
Yeah.
I'm okay with pictures.
Yeah.
It's like I know the song. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Mm.
crazy.
If you're sitting in the lap of the artist, you can take the video, but other than that, put it away.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, like your videos with Elton John.
Yeah.
Those were good videos.
You're standing with your hands on the piano.
So just in
Take
case,
the video.
the audience doesn't know, Carly is friends with Elton John.
Right.
That's an exaggeration.
Best friends.
Best
Gotta get him
friends.
to the beer garden.
He's coming down Friday night to the beer garden, Elton John.
Yep. One night only.
$5 at the door.
Yeah, everybody be
Last show at his farewell tour.
here. Rocket Man will be here.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of friendly with him.
We have a mutual friend.
You guys,
We're a
yeah.
mutual friend.
But
Yeah.
like, if you saw him, would he remember that your name's Carly? Say, hey, Carly. Or would you be like,
Maybe.
hi, I'm Carly?
If I placed myself, he would.
Like, how many times have you met him?
Couple
Yeah.
and like had conversations a couple times.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think if I place myself with our mutual friend, he would be like, "Oh yeah,"
Yep.
which is a funny little connection.
Funny little ditty.
Yeah.
He'd like the bread pudding, I think.
Oh, I bet he would love it. It's an English thing, isn't it?
I think it's like a
That might get him down.
yeah. We can't pay you,
Yes.
We can feed you bread
Sir
pudding.
Elton John, but you can have bread pudding.
Yeah, that's definitely an English thing, right?
Yeah, I think it was like originally like a peasant dish
Really?
because it's a way to use up
Day old bread.
day old bread, and people just elevate it.
Huh. Like the lobsters.
Like the lobsters.
Yeah.
All right.
Oysters, lobsters. I'm vying for a once a week Saturday afternoon raw bar.
Buck a shuck.
I'll shuck the oysters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, could we make the stage the raw bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put a couple long tables up here and
Huh.
buck a shuck.
Yep.
Tip for a good shuck
Yep.
and drink.
Call
a
it
cold
all
beer.
shucks.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
shucks.
Shuck your mouth.
It's a shucking good time.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up.
The jokes just write themselves.
Yeah. I mean, we got to do it for the jokes.
Yeah, that
We'll
would
do
be
it
good.
we'll do it for the puns.
I tell you what I really want to. I don't know if anybody would buy it, but I want a blue crab stuffed pretzel.
When I saw that
I don't
Phillips
know.
crab pretzel in the freezer section of Stop and Shop last night, I was like, we could do that so well.
Yeah.
Our pretzel's better, and our crab dip would be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we did like a dip. We tried
would
putting
be
lobster
incredible.
meat in a stuffed pretzel, and it didn't come out too good.
Yeah, but the lobster meat's different because
Yeah.
lobster meat is like
I've never
chewy.
had.
You
like,
could essentially
crab.
just
Oh.
I've only had it like. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it, but I've never had like an actual like crab like.
Bury that
I was
deep,
gonna-
John. Bury it deep. Whatever you were gonna
I was
say.
gonna say,
We're
oh,
not
I've
gonna
had
go
crab
down
rang-
that
I've
road.
had crab rangoons, but there's
No.
nothing like it, you
No,
know.
John,
Like
John.
I've never had like a blue crab. Dan wouldn't let me when we were in Virginia.
You didn't take him and get him a crab
No.
bite?
we were in the like the
We went to the Wild Wild West.
boondocks of
Yeah, how do you
Virginia.
not let this guy
Just
get
get
a
him
crab,
a crab cake sandwich. You're the a-hole.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
no,
Is Dan the
no.
a-hole for
No, I'm
taking
not.
taking a chef down to Virginia and not
We weren't
allowing him
on
to
the
have a
shore.
crab cake? He
You could have
forced-
gotten.
We were 3 hours from the shore.
Doesn't
Where'd you
matter.
fly into? BWI? There's a pretty.
Dulles.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Yeah,
about
there wasn't
that.
a whole lot.
There's a decent crab
We'll be back.
cake at
We'll,
BWI.
we'll be back there.
Yeah.
Get more food trucks.
BWI
I
outside
didn't want
of,
it to ruin his first experience.
Yeah. There's a place outside of BWI that makes unbelievable crab cakes. Teddy takes us to all the time. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have a topic?
My night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we gotta get into it.
Oh yeah.
I just want other people's take on what they would do. Do you know about
I-
this? What
I-
happened last night?
I'm scared to,
To me?
ask. No.
John, do you
No
know?
clue.
So we're here and we're closing up around like 9 or so, right? And I get a call from my wife and she says, "Hey, was that you?"
Go on.
And I go, "No." And she goes, "You're not home?" I said, "No." And she goes, it's 9 o'clock. And she said, "Someone just like pounded on the door." And I'm like, okay, like maybe it's a late Amazon delivery. Like 9 seems late, but who knows? Like they're out all the time. I'm like, just open the door and see if there's like a package there or something. And she's like, "I'm too scared. I can hear my dog in the background. He's barking his head off. The baby's crying at this point."
Oh God.
And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You kind of gotta just go to the door and see what the heck's going on. At least like try and look out the window if there's a package there. Nope, too scared. I'm just gonna sit in the living room, blah, blah, blah. So she's like freaking out. I'm like, all right, well,
in front of the big, huge bay window?
Correct.
Has she ever seen a horror movie ever?
The curtains are shut.
Okay.
The curtains are
Drawn.
shut, but we don't have curtains on our back slider.
Yeah, no.
That's
So she's just basically waiting for like a serial killer to come into just knock on the back slider.
Mm.
So I'm like, all right, I'm packing up now. I'm heading out. So as we're kind of like moseying out, me and Pat are talking in the parking lot for like 30 seconds. I get another call. "Hey, what's up? Someone just pounded on the door again." I'm like, okay. All right. All right. I'm in the car. I'm leaving now. She's like, do I call the cops? I'm like, yeah, just call 911. Like, what else are we gonna do? I'm
Yeah.
not home. Like, you just gotta
Yeah.
call 911.
Yeah.
So she calls 911, and they're like, all right, like we'll send someone out. And I text my cop buddy just like, "Hey, if you're working tonight, mind just taking a swing by?" He's like, "Sorry, not working, but I'll tell someone to come by." I'm like, all right, sounds good. I'm on my way home anyway. So bomb home, and I pull into my neighborhood, and sure enough, there's a cop like outside towards, just like one house over, with the lights facing me as I'm driving towards my house. So I pull into my house, and I get out of my car, and I start walking towards the cops. It's like, all right, might as well figure out like what's going on. He must have caught the guy or something. And the lights are facing me, and I'm walking up like this, and I finally get beyond the lights, and I see the cop, and he's talking to 8 like 14-year-old boys.
Ah.
ding dong ditch.
It might have even been more. So Dan's in the parking lot. He goes, "The cops are coming." Or we're at a red
We're
light.
at a red light.
Dan goes, "The cops are coming to my house." I go, "They won't need him if we get there first." So Dan and I are bombing there. So I pull around the corner. There might have been like 12 or
Yeah.
like 13, 8, 8th
It was
graders.
a lot of
I
kids.
want to know who those kids are.
Right?
I bet we knew everyone.
No,
yeah.
I think they're from
I think
out of
they're
town.
from a different town.
Out of town.
Yeah.
He said we're staying at a house down the street. So there was like a dozen 8th grade kids and the
One dad.
dad.
Oh God.
And this poor bastard was like,
He was
just like,
pissed.
"Guys, I am like so sorry, blah blah." He's like, "We're staying at a house down the street. It's like 4 houses down from my house." And he's like, all these kids went and they said they were going to get ice cream, and then on their way back, they just were doing ding dong ditches to houses.
Oh,
So I got my ass ding dong ditched.
Wow.
But so I was saying this to my wife this morning. Like, a ding dong ditch, you press it one time,
And you ditch.
you run.
Yeah.
Like
One
that's,
ding.
That's
one
like
ditch.
if you're pounding on somebody's door multiple times, you
And you
deserve
hear a baby crying in the
Yeah.
house.
You
You're a
deserve-
Dog barking and
Mhm.
yeah.
like you deserve what you get.
Yeah.
Like, they're lucky that
Book
you weren't
'em.
home or somebody wasn't home, because like if it was me, I would have snuck around and like
Oh, yeah.
waited.
If I
and
saw that
Dan's
it was
high up,
kids, I would have gone
throw them
into
right
war
into
mode.
your yeah.
War mode, and I just would have been, all right, I'm just gonna tackle one of these kids.
Right. Like
You have to
Just
Oh.
scare the living crap
scare
out
the
of them.
hell out of
You'll
them,
never
like
do that
tackle them,
again.
and just be like yelling in their face.
and just like
And-
holding your hands
yeah.
around their throat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what you felt last night.
Yeah. Well, then I get to the cop, and the cop's like starting to explain to me, and the dad was like, let me can I cut you off? Like, I just want to apologize. Like, this is absolutely unacceptable, blah, blah, blah. The poor guy was just like, this sucks. Because it was
Imagine if
basically,
that was our dad.
Oh
oh
my
my God.
He would have been like, all right, just watch
Take him
as
in.
I abuse this child in front of you.
Yep.
Cop, please turn your eyes.
We'll
because
have a
I'm
sacrificial.
I'm gonna flog him right in the middle
Yeah.
of the street for you, if you don't mind. If you guys want to watch.
Yeah. So I mean, can you imagine if like you had like this 8th grade graduation promotion party and like all your son's friends were doing this and you had to be the one that had to like
Oh my God.
it's just an absolute nightmare. So I felt terrible for that guy. And then the kids are like, he's like, everyone needs to apologize and blah, blah, blah. So all the kids go, we're sorry. Like, it's like the most ridiculous thing. And I'm standing there, I'm like, yeah, like, what am I going to say? I'm
No.
like, yeah, it is what it is, guys. I was your age too, and I've done plenty of asshole things like that, and it is what it is. But just being on the other side of it's really freaking annoying.
Yeah. Well, again, that's
But
where
Got my ass ding dong ditched.
I think you ring the bell, you run away. Ha ha ha. You keep banging on somebody's door. It's like that's where you're getting to like the F around, find out.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
You're getting
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
Like, that. It's switching from like a tee hee hee to like a oh man, like
And you woke
You're
up a
going
newborn
down.
baby.
yeah, like you don't know
Right.
what's coming for you. You go that level and you're pounding on a door. It's like your adrenaline better be spiking because
Yeah.
you don't know what's coming.
You
Yep.
better run.
That group is going to be sitting around a beer garden when they're 30 years old saying, remember when we did that?
You
Yeah.
know, the cops.
The cops came.
Yep. But that's what I was telling my wife. And so then I'm explaining to my wife that you got your ass ding dong ditched. And she didn't believe it for a while. I'm like, you can call Pat. Like, he was there. He saw, like, he
She
talked
didn't
to the
come
cop.
out and talk to the cop?
No. I walked in the door, and I'm just kind of, like, laughing to myself. I see my dog. And then I turn the corner, and she's still, like, basically, like, huddled in, like, the corner of the room. And she's like, were the cops there? I'm like, yep. Talked to the cop. She was like, did they find the guy? I'm like, they found
12 of them.
like
The guys.
12 boys. I'm like, you
That's
got
awful.
ditched. I don't know what to say. She didn't believe it. Yeah,
Oh my god, too funny.
but
Not funny at the time, but
No.
I don't know.
funny
It
at
was
the
whatever.
That's a lost art, the ding dong ditch.
Yeah,
I guess it's
People
not.
aren't doing it anymore.
We
But I
used to
guess
do it all the time.
it's alive and well.
I had no idea.
So I texted my cop friend back and said, hey, thanks. Like, we got ding dong ditched, and he was like, yeah, that's so annoying. And I said, yeah, I just felt bad for the dad that was there, and he said, well, at least the dad felt bad. He said half the time when this happens, the parents like get mad at us for
Oh no, I'd want that cop to scare the hell out of my kid.
yeah, 100%.
I'd
Yeah.
want that cop to take him downtown.
Yep. Yeah,
Take
cuff
him
him.
for a little stroll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, now that you say that, so I got home Saturday night. I got home, and or maybe it was Sunday night. My daughter was having like 3 girls sleep over. I could hear them all from outside when I was pulling into the driveway, like just screaming.
Oh no.
And it was like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, okay. So I go downstairs,
Sweet.
walk down the stairs. John's down there with them, and they're all prank phone calling people.
Oh.
Wow.
And what
Another one I thought was not a
Yep,
thing anymore.
So,
No,
so
I
my
mean,
daughter has
nothing wrong with
AirPods
that.
in, turned up all the way, and then the girls are calling people, and she's like pretending like she can't hear them because she's got the AirPods. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
So wait, is she calling people she knows?
I didn't even ask. I was like, oh, cool. I
We
was-
used
I
to
was
just
I was
like
we used
dial
to-
numbers.
Oh, we used
Yeah.
to grab the yellow book,
The phone book.
and we used to
Yep.
go through and just call everyone.
I remember
Yeah.
there was a guy we used to call all the time, and his name was Quackenbush. And we would just yell into the phone, "Who quacks your bush?" Poor guy.
Yeah. My buddy in college used to, so, like celebrities, their names, their numbers are usually not public record, but because they used to call old college football coaches because they're technically like state workers. So all of that information is public. So my buddy who went to Penn State used to call Joe Paterno's house randomly, and his wife would answer, and Bobby Bowden would call Bobby Bowden and be like, "Damn kids." Oh man, I love a good prank phone call.
Yeah, like
Nothing
you're
wrong with that.
like, yeah. I know you guys are probably too young to listen to the Jerky Boys, but the Jerky Boys
yeah.
are so funny.
Yeah.
The that crank. What was that?
Crank Yankers.
Crank Yankers.
Oh my God! Did
With
you
the
ever watch
puppets?
Crank Yankers?
No.
Oh,
So
man.
good.
it's so funny. It's basically prank phone calls, but they act them out with like puppets.
Oh, that's funny.
It is
We
hilarious.
used to call like the operator,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
we thought it sounded like our dentist.
Yep.
And we would say, "Excuse me, do you have the correct time?"
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like, 10
Always
times
just
in a
asking
row.
the time.
Always the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder what Quackenbush is up to now.
I know. What a name, right?
Give him a call.
Serves him right.
I used to do the
Get what you
You
get.
gotta change it.
for one April Fool's. I did a reverse prank phone call on my friend. I made like 10 Craigslist ads for. I told people I was selling a PS4 for like $150, a brand new guitar, and I had like pictures. It was an ad, puppies, like small little puppies that I was selling, like all this different stuff, and then I put the phone number as my roommate's number. So like right at midnight of April 1st. His phone just started blowing up, and he would just answer. It'd be like, "Hey, I'm looking. What's up with the guitar? How used is it?" He was just like, "I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number."
Oh, that's so good.
And I had to take him down within like 2 hours because this woman called asking about the puppies, and she was like, "Oh my God, like I'm not supposed to get a puppy. I'm allergic to them." But like seeing their pictures, it was just a stock image of puppies from Google Images, and she was like seeing those faces, like I just gotta have one, blah blah blah, and Mike was like, my roommate was like, I'm sorry, like this is actually I think someone's playing a prank on me. And her boyfriend called back and was like, "I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kill you for what you did." He was like, "I'm sorry." Oh man.
Prank's gone wrong.
Yep. Shout out Mike.
When pranks go too far.
That's so funny.
All right. Got any other topics?
Yeah. Okay, so I was cruising the other day, driving, and it just got me thinking. Like, what do you guys think about kids do wheelies?
Ooh,
Ooh.
on bikes?
Yeah.
There's a lot
Regular
of wheelies
bikes.
around
Regular
here.
bikes.
Like a Huffy.
Like, all they're doing is they're just going down the whole entire road on a wheelie, going, like, super fast.
Cool.
Really?
Cool.
I hate it.
I was gonna say.
I hate it, but it might be because I'm like a little jealous.
It's so cool.
I've never been able to do anything cool on a bike.
It's
even
like dunking a
ramp or anything.
basketball.
Yeah, but like they're doing it like on the main street. They're doing it on the sidewalk. Like,
Oh,
what
those are
happens
the
when-
12
what
o'clock
happens when
boys.
they
12 o'clock
fall?
boys, yeah.
They fall. They're going right into the street. Done.
Hey, that's why it's cool because there's risk involved.
Yeah.
I hate it. Makes me so mad.
The sheriff.
I want to open up my window and just push them over.
I do
Nah,
agree,
it's
like
cool.
that.
It's like
You don't like it because it gives you anxiety.
But like some of them, like okay, so when you go down 28, like heading towards Falmouth, let's say like I think it's right after the winery. No, not the winery. Bad Martha's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after Bad Martha's, you can kind of. I think it's right there. But you start cruising, and it's kind of like you're going like over the water a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a big hill.
like a
it's
marina
steep,
on the
it's
left,
Like a wicked,
yeah.
busy road. It's
Yeah.
very dangerous.
Yep.
There's always kids doing wheelies down it, and I'm like,
Oh.
you guys fall, you're dead.
That's why it's cool. It's like skydiving.
I hate it. And I've never done a wheelie before.
Yeah. See, like never done
John's just
anything.
jealous.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that.
But we
Yeah.
I never saw kids doing that when we were kids. Like
There would be
that's
like one like bad boy in the neighborhood that,
now they all do it.
that could do a wheelie.
Yeah. What do you think about motorcycle wheelies?
Hate it.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
I hate anybody
that.
doing anything on a motorcycle that's not just like safely cruising.
Yeah.
I like it.
We know our feelings.
I'm a fan of all wheelies. I'm a big wheelie guy.
What's it
What about
called when you do
Heelys?
an-
Heelys, love Heelys.
Yeah.
Love Heelys, love wheelies.
We should
I
bring
love
back Heelys.
I love what were those soap shoes?
Soaps.
Remember
are
soaps?
Awesome.
skate shoes?
Yeah.
Soaps are awesome.
The ones that you could grind with.
Are those called Heelys?
The Heelys are
No,
the ones.
Heelys
yeah.
were the ones with
I
the
never could get
wheel on
the
the heel.
I could never
Yeah,
do that.
we
No,
never
never
got
had
them
'em,
because
never
our
got 'em.
mom was like, those shoes are too heavy and they're going to give you hip problems. But
Yeah.
really, we knew is she didn't want to have to buy 3 pairs of them.
She
Correct.
didn't want her kids to be cool.
No.
Right.
She
You'd
did
be with,
everything
like, a
she
group of
could to keep the
friends.
kids from
Yeah.
being cool.
You'd be with, like a group
She
of
did a great
friends and
job.
they just start
She did a good
sliding
job.
down. You'd have to like keep up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Flying those
I saw a
things.
guy the other day. I think it was after the Father's Day car show. He was coming down in a little crotch rocket, and he ripped a wheelie the whole way down Main Street. And I was like, that guy's so sick.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
No.
I'm
Not-
more
Also-
talking on the highway, like. Yeah, actually, that's kind of cool too.
I love it.
For me, motorcycles are. We got to be safe on a motorcycle.
Safety
Yeah,
first.
I
Too
feel like
scary.
I just want like a nice.
But it's
like,
only affecting them.
Harley, just chill.
So like little fun fact, I am a motorcycle licensed driver.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, I took the motorcycle safety course. It's like a 2-day course. They teach you how to like ride the motorcycle. There was an issue, but I won't get into it. The reason for the story is at the end you have to take the test, and like a cop watches you, and there's all these different things you have to do. And one piece of the test is there's like some cones set up, and you have to ride, like reach a certain miles per hour, like 30 miles per hour or whatever, straight at the cones, and then at the last minute you have to like ditch and skid around them.
What?
If you don't do it, you don't pass the test.
Like
Oh, not
ditch your
passing.
bike? Like
No, like you have to like
You
hit.
turn really
what are you, the
fast?
Dark
Hit-
Knight?
Yeah, you have to hit your brakes and like skid around the cones and not knock the cones over. But it only count, like they clock you with like a radar gun. It only counts if you get up to a certain miles per hour, and then you have to skid around the cones. So there's a guy in front of me, and then I'm the second one, and he punches it, heads to the cones. He like screws the brakes up when doesn't do the skid part right. He flips the bike.
Oh.
Like he pulled up on the handlebars instead of like skidding around the cones. Flips the bike. The bike goes flying. His body goes flying. Like if you crash, you fail the test. And they're like, all right,
Next.
like get him up, scrape the bike off the. Next,
Oh
it's me.
God.
Just hose down the blood.
It was awful.
Go ahead.
It was awful.
Did you
What are you,
nail it?
were you at like a
Yeah.
were you at a motorcycle
yeah.
class, or was this like a stunt, like practicing to be a stunt driver?
I get myself into these situations.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And didn't you have like a motorcycle that had a little like sidecar on it too?
Yeah.
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 Sick.
That's why I got
For
the
a mate,
license, and
man.
then I couldn't get the motorcycle.
Mm.
I ordered parts from like the Soviets.
Yeah.
It was. That's the one that got away.
Yeah.
The car bike.
Yep. Oh my God, too funny.
Yeah, but that made me be like, no, everyone just needs to be as safe as possible on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Got one, Dan?
How do we feel about the submarine people?
Oh, I just heard
Oh.
about that on the radio.
I was saying this.
Did you see that Jeopardy clip?
No.
It was from I think last night's Jeopardy. You know, they're taped
Yeah.
in advance. They're talking to one of the contestants is like a professor at the Naval Academy, and they're like, "Oh, and you attended your daughter's wedding at quite a cost." And they let the guy say this little fact. His thing was like, "Yeah, a good friend of mine owns a tourist company that takes you in a submersible to see the Titanic, and
No
he
way.
offered me to go view the Titanic, and I had to decline because it was the same weekend as my daughter and son-in-law's wedding, and it would have been the chance of a lifetime, but I was glad I got to be at my daughter's wedding, so no regrets."
Chance
Like that
of
was
a life.
that was the
Wow.
little like fun fact.
Wow. Can you imagine?
How timely.
I was talking to my wife about this last night 'cause she had no idea. I was like, "Oh, how about the the submersible, the Titanic submersible that's basically on the bottom of the ocean right now?" And she was like, "What?" I'm like, it's everywhere. Like, how do you not know this story? It's everywhere. And so I'm talking to her about it, and I'm thinking about it more. Like, is there a worse way to die?
Then just slowly run out of oxygen
That's my
in the
nightmare.
bottom of the ocean.
You're literally sitting there, and you're like, I mean, I don't even know if it's like a mile down or whatever, but you're so far down. Like, literally, those submersibles have to be designed to withstand like the extreme amounts of pressure.
Yeah, Alvin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Remember?
I think
Yeah.
it's way more than a mile.
right. But
It's
like,
got to be pitch black.
just to be sitting on the bottom of the ocean and knowing that you have like, because I think like last night
In
they
a-
had 40
a
hours.
tube.
Like in like basically I was thinking about it. It's like a gel cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're sitting in a gel cap on the bottom of the ocean, and you're just like looking at each other like,
And one's dying first,
yeah.
and then
People
they're
are
going to
just-
start smelling,
But they're not. You're all gonna die pretty much around the same time.
You're all going to pass out
Yeah.
I guess.
before. So no one will be smelling unless
So are
someone
they? Do they have somebody
Oh,
trying to?
someone's smelling.
Oh, they all smell. There's a lot of BO going on down
And
Yeah.
there.
they're like having to poop down there.
Oh yeah. Did you
someone,
see
like,
Did you
saving
see the
them?
tour of the thing?
That's the
Is
crazy
there a
thing.
bathroom in it?
There is a bathroom, but it's just
like
a
a boat.
curtain.
It's like a boat bathroom.
It's you poop in a hose basically, and it's a curtain that goes up, and then you do your business. But they say you have to play. There's like a radio that you can play some music, so
For privacy?
for privacy.
Mm.
Like college.
It seems too.
Yeah.
It seems
It
too.
is a lot like college. Actually.
It seems too that there was a lot of like corners cut on this submersible.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is
well,
that
it went down and lost contact a time before.
Yeah, they've been. I think there was like 40 different engineers and like inspectors that all have written reports of like this is not adequate to be used.
Would you rather be lost in space or would you rather be lost at the bottom of the ocean?
Space.
Space.
At least there's stuff to look at.
Is there?
Yeah, there's stars.
I'm gonna
There's
say
some
ocean.
light and there's.
Ocean, you have the most hope. Space, if your
don't
like
know they
little
do.
wire gets cut and you're off into space, they can't. They physically cannot get you.
Right. There's no chance.
Ocean, there's a chance. These guys have.
Sorry to cut you. You also get like the neurological side effects when you're deep in the ocean from chemical mixtures that can make dying easier.
I guess so.
Easier to die in the bottom of the ocean than space.
Hmm.
But space, once you get to like a certain outer space and like the deep pressure, your head explodes, right?
I don't know about outer
I feel like the
space.
suit does a lot of the heavy
ocean,
lifting for
The
you.
ocean does
Yeah,
that.
not if you're not connected. You don't.
I feel like
get
your
the
head's
benefits of the
exploding
suit.
regardless.
I'd have a hard time if the other two people were dead and gone. I would have a hard time not opening up the hatch and just at least trying to go out. Like you'd
swim
be
up,
Swimming
and then
3
you'd get
miles
the
vertical.
bends
Oh, it would
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Well, you gotta just do it slow.
and hold your breath.
Slow. Hold your breath for a like literal 5-mile swim.
So
Up.
what, so the submarine's just not working.
Yeah.
It's lost contact. They don't even know where
Lost
it is.
contact.
So is anyone like there, like trying to find them?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
looking.
Tons of
they've been
people.
looking for him for a while. No one
Okay.
can find him.
All right.
I mean, it's like literally
Screw that. I'll never go in a submarine.
a grain of
Oh, no.
sand.
I'm all set.
And
Yeah.
you don't know, like, if you've lost propulsion, then the current is they could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
What
That's scary.
that I was saying this to my wife too. Like I think claustrophobia is the only thing that I'm slightly afraid of.
That's bad. Yeah.
You know what I
claustrophobia.
mean?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Remember when we made
Yeah.
those snow forts and then it caved in and I got stuck in the.
Yep.
Remember the
I've
lemon
never
juicer?
been the lemon,
Lemon
squeezer?
squeezer?
Yeah.
Never been the same since that snow fort.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like confined spaces like that.
It's not good. Like caves.
I hate them. I hate small caves.
I don't know how those spelunkers go in those caves.
Yeah, those do make me uncomfortable.
where they like squeeze in.
And then they
Squeeze
or
in.
they swim. They're like, okay, we're just gonna
yeah.
swim through this like air pocket to get to this other part of this
No.
cave.
No,
It's like,
thanks.
yeah, forget
yeah,
that.
those are like harder to watch than someone getting their like finger ripped off.
Do you watch people get their finger ripped off?
Those are harder to watch than like beheadings.
Yes, which I do try to watch weekly.
I saw a TikTok the other day of a girl. She was doing like an Ask Me Anything, and she was chosen as the astronaut to go on the first solo manned spacecraft to Mars.
Oh yeah, there was like 100 people.
Gross.
You put in your application, and it's a one-way trip.
It's a one-way trip.
And it was
you know
people
that you're
from
dying
like
out over there.
80 to like 20 years old.
Yep.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, they
there's no
can't get you
return
back.
trip. There's
no
yeah.
supplies to refuel you and get you back.
So
It's like Interstellar.
they just fire you off to Mars, and they're like, "See ya."
Shoot
Th-
you out.
And they're like, you're gonna establish the first human colony on Mars. So like, it's a one-way trip. You'll never see your family or anyone again,
Yeah.
and you'll die there. But you'll go down in history as one of the first people to colonize Mars.
They're doing that?
That's
yeah,
the
she was like a
trade-off.
30-year-old woman that she said she had to. She's like, I'm totally sane. She had to do like tons of like neurological tests, psychiatric tests of like she understands exactly what she's doing, and
They did like a huge search, like a
Yeah, she
nationwide
was
search,
chosen.
and they picked like 100 people.
That's wild.
When did it happen?
It
it
hasn't happened.
hasn't happened yet. She just found out that she was chosen, I guess recently.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. And they try to pick people that have all different like job experience. Like, it's like you could start the cooking and you could run the popcorn shop.
Welcome to the beer garden in Mars.
Not a lot of customers.
Yep. No, it's pretty slow day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how are we looking on time? I feel like we got to be running up against it.
1 hour 12.
All right.
Alrighty.
Cool.
All right, well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to episode 38 of the Popboyz. Thank you to Carly for being a great guest and also for the bread pudding.
Yeah.
Thrilled to be here.
Delicious.
Thank
Yep.
you.
So good.
And, please come down to the beer garden. We'll keep working on our recipes. Hashtag get guy.
Hashtag get guy. You know what's funny? One last thing. So I was, it was Sunday, and we were getting our faces kicked in, and Chris, Carly's husband, Carly's husband was running the counter, and he looks at me and he goes, "Hey John, your wish came true." And I look up. It looked just like Guy. It was some random guy, but it looked just like him. So it was a good laugh.
That's
That was the
laugh.
dress rehearsal.
Yep, I'm like, oh my god, first day's here? No way.
It worked. All right, cool.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.